We are, of course, in Season 4, Episode 9, and I'm just sort of realising the magnitude of just how long we've been on this journey. Daily content, 79 days. Tomorrow will be the 80th day of the Fergie way. It's something I'm quite proud of. I'm quite proud of you guys who've been here from the beginning. I'm proud there's some guys who literally have come on only maybe in the last week or two, and they've gone back and they're just sort of getting through. They're not up to date yet, they're just getting there. And I just wanted to say, if any of you guys have gone and done that, thank you very much. Now, in today's episode, as you know, we have, of course, got a tie in the EFL Cup against Chelsea. It's the quarter-final. We are, of course, going to be playing a second string. Now, ordinarily, that might be, I'd like to see the ball, I'd like to see this and like to see that. Wait till after the intro, I'll show you a few things. So there we go, guys. Question for today is, who are you managing on Football Manager 17 at the moment? If you are playing it, of course, or you might even be playing the mobile version, or you might not be playing it, you might just like to come and watch. But if you are, who are you managing? Are you guys, have I inspired anybody to maybe go and manage United? Or are you guys doing a lower league management? I'm just interested to hear. There's been a few people in the comments who have sort of come and asked me what I would do in a certain situation. I'd like to do that more. So if any of you guys don't necessarily, I'm not going to try and tell anybody how to play the game. I've been playing for 20 years and everybody plays it differently. And I think that's what's so bloody great about Football Manager. But I would be interested to hear what you're doing, how you're getting on, maybe if you've bought any great players and stuff. So yeah, drop it in the comments. I'd love to check it all out. So first things first, I've not got much in the way of news, but one bit of news is, even though I've heard nothing whatsoever about it, Darmian has been approached apparently by someone outside of someone approaching me, by Barcelona. He came to me and said, I'd like the move and blah, blah, blah. Now, I've been offered a lot of money for Darmian in the past. So ultimately, at first I said, well, hypothetically, there's no bids come in, blah, 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 and he wouldn't take it. So basically, player power on this occasion has prevailed, but I think it's more because I can let it. But it's prevailed on this occasion. I've basically said, if they come knocking, you can go. Now, he's valued at 15.5 million. He ain't going for that. They're going to be paying big money because that's what I have to do every time I venture into the transfer market. But if you remember in the intro, I said about we're going to be playing the kids today, and some people might not be as excited to see the young ones. Some people want to see the first teamers playing all the time. I'll show you a few things on the schedule. So, since you were last here, we have, of course, played 3 games. West Ham, Bale and West Brom. So, strong team out. You can see it now. It's just appeared on the right-hand side of the screen here. Strong team out. 0-0 with West Ham away from home. And we were shit. We weren't good enough, right? Before I show you this magnificent result in the Champions League, I'm going to show you the West Brom result. Strong team again. De Gea, Pogba, Dybala, all these great players. Smalling sent off, so there's no surprise. Thankfully, we didn't lose any of them ties, so I'm not having a moan here. But full team, full strength, as strong as it can be, 0-0 draw. Now we're going to go take a look at the Bale game in the middle. 9-0. With the second string. Check this shit out. Angel Gomez, for a start, grabbed himself 5 goals. We've seen a few 4s, and of course anyone who's a long-time viewer of the Fergie way will remember the 6 that Marcus Rashford scored. But we're talking about from the trequartista position, young Angel Gomez scored 5, picked up a 10 rating, which is just unbelievable. As you can see, I also played Rashawn Williams out in that right-back position again. It might be, I'm warming to the idea, more so now that Darmian wants to go. It's like, well, do you know what? You ought to be like that. You can go. Barcelona will be fucking paying for your mind, but you can go. Doesn't matter. I feel like Rashawn Williams might be able to step into that role gladly. And as you can see, obviously, Pogba was brought on later on in the game, grabbed himself a goal in the 90th minute. Dybala grabbed a goal early on, Marcus Rashford. But ultimately, the team here with Twinzami, Romagnoli, Rashawn Williams, Donnarumma, Fosun, Mensah, Borthwick, Jackson, all the younger players. And they played an absolute blinder. Okay, it was only Bale. But considering the first team have been doing shite, it was great to see. Angel Gomez also a week or two prior to this got his first cap for Portugal. Give it the old, wants to thank Eric Cantona, Teach FM. Thank Eric Cantona for the faith in him. It's helped him get his international cap and all that good stuff. So the hope is, in today's game, the kids can go and do it against Chelsea. So what we're going to do now, straight over to game day, see how we get on. So here we are then down at Stamford Bridge. And as you can see, Chelsea, I've sort of played a bit of a young team themselves, which I didn't expect. I thought them to come out full bore, play a load of the big players. Now, Chelsea haven't been the most successful in the transfer market, so maybe this is their team nowadays. I don't know. But I'll be honest, I expected more big names in there. But they've still got a few, so we'll check out Chelsea's team first. We've got Courtois in net, Marcos Alonso on the left. They've then got Van Beek and David Luiz in the middle with Vasako on the right. Then I have Kran and Vita sat in front of them. Junpi, something? I don't know. With Kante in the middle. And then they have Oscar, Unas. I'm getting really bad with these pronunciations as these younger lads are coming into the game, so I apologise if I am murdering any of them, which I probably am. And then they, of course, have Solanke up top. Solanke's always done well against us, so that's one to be wary about. However, we'll take a look at the United team now. We do, of course, have Donnarumma in net with Borthwick, Jackson, Twinzabi, Romagnoli and Williams at the back. Gribben, Herrera and Fosu-Mensah in the middle. Of course, Angel Gomez, he was rested. How dare I say it, but I sort of didn't play him in the last game, so he'd be fresh for this. Fresh off the back of scoring 5 goals in his last start. And then we have Memphis Depay and Marcus Rashford up top. So we're going to go on to the opposition instructions now, see what Roy has to say. Ordinelli likes to sort of pick on Cesc Fabregas, so if he does come on, we're going to just drop a little bit of hard tackling in there. As we move on into the team talk, passionately, media have been giving you a lot of credit. It's not really working. The lads seem to have gone off the boil just lately, so I'm going to assertively tell them that I have faith in them. And what do you know? All green. Let's get into the game. So yeah, Chelsea have been a team on this save that... I mean, I remember I was linked with a Chelsea job and it was spoken of big spending club, loads of money to spend and this, that and the other. And of course I shunned the job offer or the talk of a job offer, much to the delight of Ed Woodward at United. But they've always been up there somewhere, but they just seem to have faltered so much. It's like there's a couple of teams in this game that are a little bit, dare I say, cursed from my experience, from what I've been seeing. First one is absolutely Everton. I don't know how that club ends up in such a bad position at the beginning. Oh my God, deflected shot. It's gone in. We've gone 1-0 down very, very early into the game. We're only 9 minutes in. And a little bit of fortune, in my opinion. But as you can see here, Unas, or whatever the lad's name is, gets a deflection. It sent Donnarumma the wrong way. He'd already gone one way. Tried catching back to dive. It didn't happen. Marcos Alonso over a free kick, which I thought was going to put them 2-0 in the space of a minute, but thankfully it didn't. So yeah, I mean, Everton, of course, a cursed club. I don't know how in the first season of the game they always do so bad. But Chelsea, over the progression of them seasons, we're now in season 4, of course, never really making it. And I'm just a little bit surprised. Fosu-Mensah might be getting... No, he didn't get... No booking. Nothing to worry about there. So Junpi or Jean-Pi or Jum... If anyone knows how to pronounce that, drop it in the comments because I'm suffering badly. So it's cleared out to Rashford now. Can we mount something? Rashford loses out. David Luiz, of course, comes steaming back, takes the ball off him. But it looks to be all Chelsea at the moment. We've registered just one shot. Can we count it now? It's Memphis. We've got 3-on-2 here. Memphis beats 1. Oh, surely this is going to be something. Oh, God. Played into David Luiz, cleared out. We had so many men over them. We really should have made a bit more of that. Ball's cleared to Solanke with Chelsea now. It's Oscar. Oscar again plays it forward. Solanke tries beating the back line, which he may have done. He's pushed out wide though. Plays the ball across to Kante. It's Oscar on the ball now. Puts it wide. And we certainly look like we're in trouble. So, I'm going to give the guys a team talk. Passionately demand more, which is a bit of a standard for me. Oscar plays the ball across. Solanke is very dangerous, as I say. He's punished us a couple of times in the past. But I'd like to win the EFL Cup. You know, the league's not going... It's not going bad. It's just not amazing at the moment. And, of course, with us focusing on the Champions League, as Rashford really had a good chance then. We're focusing on the Champions League. The league may suffer a little bit, so to stay in a couple of trophies along the way, don't want to end up with no silverware in the season. That would be just a nightmare, it'd be a disaster. Gribben crosses one in, Twinzabi at the near post. It's cleared out, but Gomez collects to Twinzabi. Romagnoli to Memphis. Memphis with a pop shot. He did that a couple of games ago, if you remember. It did come off for him, but not this time. 30 minutes on the clock now. Free kick to us. It's Mensah to Williams. Romagnoli. Twinzabi. Herrera to Gomez. Gomez to Rashford. Rashford needs a touch. Get in there. We needed that goal, I felt. I kept looking down at the screen then because I thought there was a sneaking suspicion he might have been offside. Wasn't the case. It is now 1-1. As you see, Gomez, yeah, he looked offside to me. Let's all be honest here. It really doesn't look like it should have been given. No Chelsea players with their hands up though. So it's Rashawn Williams to Memphis. Mensah now. And the lad who I can't pronounce plays it forward to Solanke. Still Solanke. Herrera takes the ball off him, although gives possession away immediately. Didn't have to. He could have played a short ball there to Rashford, but it didn't happen. It's Memphis now to Gribbin. Callum Gribbin loses out, and it's Solanke on the ball for Chelsea again. Has his pocket picked by Romagnoli. It's Rashawn now to Gribbin. Back out with Rashawn Williams. He's got pace, this lad, but he's not really used it that much yet. It's Gribbin. Rashford plays it to Gomez. Gomez to, oh, what a ball that was to Fosu-Mensah. Didn't come to anything, unfortunately, but a really nice little jink of a ball. But 32 minutes on the clock, and that lad who I cannot pronounce gets a highlight out of nowhere, and we're one be-fucking-hind again. Be-fucking-hind is in the dictionary somewhere, pretty sure. If it's not, it fucking well should be. Great free kick, mind, but goal from a set play. Gomez takes a shot there. It has been ricocheted out. We will get another corner. Gribbin will take it. Gribbin to Gomez on the edge of the area. Gomez with a shot. Courtois with a save. That really, it didn't look like he needed to make. Gomez didn't hit the target. Gribbin again. Plays a near post one. Courtois comes out and collects it. Not great. Not great. Go to the instructions. We're going to tell the guys to pass into space because we do have a little bit of pace up there. With a little bit of luck. Try and open up some gaps more at the back. But at the moment, we just look a little bit... There's no potency in our attacking, which is concerning. We're doing all right possession-wise. We've got more of the possession, but it's no good if we're not going to use it going forward. It's Memphis now. Memphis, he's not been great this season. Memphis, he started quite well, got an injury, came back, scored a goal, got another injury, and since then, it's been garbage. It's Unas. Gribbin manages to take the ball off him, play it forward. It's Fosu-Mensah now. Plays it backwards to Herrera, but we are still in possession with Callum Gribbin. Memphis for turn of pace. Oh, and I thought that after it slated him, it was written on the wall and won it for him to grab a goal. Wasn't the case. We have got a corner though. Gribbin's going to whip it in. Back post towards Romagnoli. Marcos Alonso didn't clear it. Romagnoli got his head on it. And for some reason, just headed it out. Nice one. So we're into half-time, and one thing that is evident here is that the guys at the back are having an absolute fucking nightmare. So, assertively, show me something else in the second half. Rashawn Williams, I know you're playing a little bit out of position. I get that, but I'm still not happy the way you've played tonight. And we've got two 6.4s. Romagnoli, who this season just seems to have fell off the boil. Completely, he's not been good enough. And a season where we need these good performers to try and press on and win us a bloody Champions League. And we've addressed the striking situation, which Dybala's done all right. Started brilliantly, but he's still doing good. And then the defence just seems to be falling apart. It's a fucking shambles. Williams managed to win the ball back. It's Gomez now. End of the highlight, because of course it was the first one, Teach, you dickhead. Might be a bit of red going off here. It's a booking only. It is only a booking. However, run it in. It's Gribbin over the free kick. Hit against the wall. We will get the resulting throw-in now. 60 minutes on the clock. I might have to start looking at making changes, and I certainly want to start, if I'm going to make changes, it needs to be something for us going forward. David Luiz is on the end of a long throw there. Donnarumma's collected it, seen it on the bottom, so all is groovy. As we know, Rashawn Williams not great in that position. Romagnoli absolutely blowing out of his arse, so we're going to bring on Darmian. We'll swap Darmian around with Williams. Up top, Memphis playing a 6.7. We're going to bring on Dybala. And then I feel I might need to do something creatively in the middle. What shall we see? I won't do. I'm going to bring off Herrera. I'm going to bring on Ruben Neves. He's not played for a couple of games. Save him seeing his arse and whinging to me saying he's not getting game time. So let's see how we get on now. It's Callum Gribbin crossing the ball in. However, Rashawn Williams has picked it up deep into the Chelsea third now. He's gone wide with it. He's not managed to pull off a cross. Romagnoli's still up there. This might punish us if Nzonzi plays it forward. That's where Romagnoli should have been right now. He's not caught up with the play yet. And if we get punished here, you bastard. I don't really like to pick on a player. It's something I don't tend to do too much, I don't feel. But Romagnoli was caught so high up the pitch there when Solanke gained that ball, Romagnoli should have been the first person hitting him like a truck. As soon as he got the ball, boom, straight in there. Pushed him off the ball, took the ball off him. Whatever it would have cost, he should have done it. And he was too busy up at the attacking end of the pitch. Not great. I have, of course, just taken him off anyway. So I'm just going to hit the pause button and go to the instructions. And what we are going to do is we want to be playing whipped crosses. Many of you guys get up there. We want to be going more direct. We're going to be playing with a normal tempo, which is not something we do. And hopefully, going to attempt to be more expressive. Hopefully we can try and gain something out of this now. I'll probably also change it to attacking because, as I say, caution to the wind now. We are in a cup game. Team talk, passionate, demand more. And as I say, for what's going to be the last 5 or 10 minutes, we're just going to throw it up to attacking. I never use overload. You'll know that by now. It's not something I'm going to do now. Full time, didn't even get a chance. So there was me bigging them up at the beginning of the episode, saying, oh, wow, I mean, you're talking about the young kids. They've been doing great, and the first team's been doing shite. And that's what we get, a shite performance. Out of the EFL Cup, not something that we were chasing wholeheartedly, however, not something I wanted to go out of either. So aggressively, far from pleased. There is some players here who have just been absolutely shocking. So yeah, that's that. I mean, everyone's fired up and looking motivated. We need to try and get the form back on because we've got a decent game coming up against Barcelona. And, of course, the Premier League. We still need to be doing well in that. So there we go then. They're all back, fired up, green, which is a good thing because at the moment we've got games coming up against Barcelona in the Champions League. We, of course, need to settle the league at the moment. Obviously, dropping points due to draws. Loss at the beginning of the season, not something we used to, so we need to try and get solid. So hopefully they'll learn from this, kick on, and just perform better, because at the moment it's all been a bit drab. So there we go then, another episode done, dusted and gone. Now, looking down at the schedule, we've got Sunderland in the next game in the league. We're not going to show that, but we are, however, going to come back for the Barcelona game. And I'll be honest, on the fact that the lads had done well against Bale, and then I was hoping they were going to do well against Chelsea, I had in my mind that I was going to play the youngsters against Barca because we're through in the group. Doesn't matter, we're through. If they either took or lost, I've done it before. You've seen it here on the Fergie way. But based on performances, I'm not sure I'm even going to bother. If they'd done well against Chelsea, I would have been tempted to play the younger lads in there, give them a sort of, there's a big game, go and take it on. Especially being at the new camp, it would have been amazing. But now I'm not so sure. So I'm going to have a think about that while I'm gone. But yeah, hopefully you'll come back for the next episode. As I said at the beginning of the episode there, what save are you doing at the moment? Drop it in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, do leave a like. You'll be helping the channel out tremendously. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit the sub button. In the description, you'll find links to everything else on the Fergie way so you can have a quick catch up. And other than that, guys, hope to see you in tomorrow night's episode. I've been Teach FM, and I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.